Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I usually do a favourites video every month, and sometimes I mention along with my favourites the odd product that has disappointed me, or I do talk about things I haven't liked enough to want to repurchase when I do empties videos. But I thought this month, given I have a couple of products that I've not been as impressed as I expected to be, or rather, in some cases, downright disliked, I would actually devote a short video to those, because so many videos that you see on YouTube from beauty gurus and bloggers just talk about the positives in relation to every single product, and I don't feel that's very realistic. I certainly find that even when I select reasonably carefully, there are products that I really don't think live up to the hype, either by the paid advertisers and those who sell them, or, to be brutally frank, some of the bloggers and so-called beauty gurus who are sent these items for review and invariably review them positively, or yet more suspiciously when a particular product is magically mentioned by any number of bloggists, even though it isn't newly released. One suspects that it's part of a concerted advertisement campaign. However, be that as it may, and conspiracy theories apart, even when products are perfectly good, I guess opinions will vary. And so I just wanted to talk about a few products that I've been slightly disappointed with. And the first of those are two Dolce & Gabbana cream eye colours that I bought in the run-up to Christmas. I made a couple of purchases from the beauty range. It's not a range that I've bought a lot from in the past, largely because it's quite difficult to get hold of. There aren't that many department stores that carry the range, but I'd gone to Harrods, which does. I specifically wanted a particular item as a gift for my mother, and I got that. That was a shimmer powder, and she was very pleased with it. While I was there, I picked up two of the quite extensive cream shadow range. They're called Perfect Monos, and I picked up Gold Dust number 20, and what's this one called? Elegance number 80. Now, I love cream eyeshadows, and the consistency and performance of them can vary a lot from the drugstore Maybelline numbers to the very expensive Tom Ford eye creams or Chanel. Now, these ones in consistency, well, first of all, I'm going to talk about the packaging because I don't like this pot. It's quite a heavy glass pot. There isn't that much product inside when you look at it. 4 grams for quite a big pot. Looks very pretty. The screw top comes off, but it's quite a narrow top to the jar, which makes it really difficult. I've got quite small fingers actually to get in and get sufficient to apply. So I'm not wild about the packaging. It reminds me a little bit of some Bobbi Brown packaging. I don't know if she still does it, that I had a similar problem with years ago. I much prefer the wider neck of the jars for Tom Ford and Chanel, for example, and even the Maybelline Colour Tattoos, which I think are the nearest in texture to this product, i.e. quite a hard cream. I mean that in the sense of it's a very solid, packed cream that has a slippy consistency. Now, when you apply, there's just a very pretty sheen on this one, and that's possibly my fault for getting this particular colour. It would do as a highlight, but it doesn't work as an eye colour. It's too sheer for my eyes, to be frank. Now, that may be slightly my fault for the particular colour, but I don't find the consistency to be anything special either. Now this one is a more kind of dove grey that comes off quite blue, and it does sheer out to give quite an interesting smudgy look, but again I haven't found it to wear very well. And in all honesty, I would say there is nothing to choose between these and the Maybelline Colour Tattoo other than the pretty packaging. You'd be as well getting the drugstore version of the cream shadow. Now that's not the same as the Chanel Illusion d'Ombre, where you get much more multifaceted colour within the slightly spongy, unusual texture that they do. Even where it gives just a colour wash, it's a much more nuanced colour wash. Or by comparison, the Tom Ford, much creamier eyeshadow creams that are very long lasting, again often give a very much more nuanced look, but even where they don't, just have a much more professional finish to them and are definitely worth the money. So I'm not saying these are bad, I'm just saying that really for the money they're not worth it, to my way of thinking. Now, by way of contrast, Charlotte Tilbury products get the most fantastic write-up from everyone, and I just haven't got on with them. I bought a number of the eye pencils, which bled on me, and I gave them away or sold them quite quickly. I've also had the mascara, which gave me panda eyes. I've looked on a number of occasions but haven't bought the eye quads that people rave about, and they are really pretty colours. And I don't know if it's that the testers seem very dry to me, but I just haven't been very impressed, not impressed enough to buy. One product that I did buy early on and I kept, partly because I love the packaging, is this one. And this is the Filmstar Bronze and Glow, which again is universally raved about. A bronzer and a highlighter. Here's my issue. Well, my first issue was the bronzer. It's not bad, and it's coming off quite a nice dull opaque on my finger, but it goes on a bit too orangey for me. That's not an unusual problem for me with bronzers, but I was surprised so many people raved about it. But look what's happened to the highlighter. And I didn't drop it. It's just kind of shattered in the pan. I've had it too long to take it back. It's a pretty highlighter, but nothing special. I'm just amazed, really, at the way everybody raves about Charlotte Tilbury. So, I mean, that's going to have to be binned. And it was an expensive product, so not impressed. And then I gave in yet again and bought the Film Stars on the Go. Still got the packet for this. What's this one? I can't even tell you what the particular one of it is, but I'll show you. The idea of these were that they kind of apply with the finger creams. A lip cheek cream, which is very sticky. Does give a pretty flush, but again, on the couple of times I've worn it, it's worn away within 2-3 hours, which I don't think is acceptable for a cheek colour. And then this one is supposed to be for the eye, and when I bought it, again felt nice and creamy. It's now kind of within a month or two got this kind of rather unpleasant stickiness. Now it does look quite pretty on my finger swatching there, which is why I bought it. And again, you know, does a fairly easy smoky eye look with the fingers. Very difficult to sheer out with a brush. But again, doesn't last very well on me. So once again, the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. The quality of the product, I personally find really lacking. So I seem to be the only person, but not a fan of Charlotte Tilbury. Huge fan of the woman and the look she does, but this makeup range, not at all. And then the other item that I was just going to mention is the Visart professional makeup palette. I got Paris Nudes, which is possibly a mistake because I've heard better things about the matte palette, but I tend to like frosts and shimmers. Again, this is not a bad product. I've shown it. I like it a lot. The shadows are really buttery soft to work with. My issue is that it seems to disappear on my eyes relatively quickly for what is meant to be a professional makeup artist product, i.e., it doesn't even crease with me. It's just there and then suddenly goes, even when I wear a primer. So I don't quite know what I'm doing wrong. This is not something that happens to me with other quality brands like Tom Ford, Chanel, Dior. They stay Burberry. They stay put, but this one doesn't. Now I don't know whether it's to do with the shimmers. I'm still kind of playing with it and enjoying it. It's not bad. It looks lovely when it goes on, although I will say the colours also kind of blend into each other a bit, so it isn't the most versatile palette, notwithstanding the fact that you've got 12 colours there. But it's the lasting power that I have issues with. So those are my misses for January. I shall be getting rid of some of them. I shall be persevering with the Visart palette and trying to make it stick on my eyes. But I'll get on to the ones I've really enjoyed in my next video. Bye for now.